John. This new blank cover got going on. This is part 6 of the 9-part Blood Hunt series. So Dracula, number 1. Yeah, every series. If you're not familiar, if you don't follow me, first time tuning in, this is Blood Hunt's been going on for a few months now. It's like spans over like 60 issues of the Marvel series, and it's their event. It's kind of like Marvel Zombies when they did that. Different flavor with it, but this time with its vampires. The whole Marvel team's being affected by a vampire attack, and Dracula is one of the good guys. Apparently, I've went with the theme here, like in each issue so far, each cover, I depict the heroes being. If you hear tapping, it's my dog working on his new bone. That would be his distraction for tonight while I work on this. But yeah, each depiction of every cover I've had so far has had the main character be covered in hands, just like being attacked. Like this issue of Jubilee. Yeah, it's part 5. Get some vampire hands there. That's the centerpiece of it. And we'll just roll back through real quick. Black Panther. Let's see. Blood Hunters. Sorry, I'm trying to not get the glare of the overhead here. Depicting Dagger, Hawkeye, and Werewolf by Night. The ones there. And yeah, just being attacked by vampires, you get some little details of hands right there. Strange Academy, got a lot more hands in there. I was going to town with all these hands. And then first part, Wolverine. I figured that would get like a lot of attention from the Waco because this was made like a month before the Deadpool Wolverine movie came out. So, and it still gets a lot of likes on my Instagram page. But here, that's 5 parts right there. And if you check with my Instagram, you'll see when I post these what they all look like combined so far. So Dracula's part 6. He's pretty bad. And I read this issue, and initially, when I think about Dracula, I think of like the '90s Dracula, like Bram Stoker. I'll zoom in here, just like the Francis Ford Coppola version. And that's just kind of how I like my Dracula. I'm not familiar with like the Castlevania or like any sort of like Alucard or anything like that, like just the anime. But where you think of like a blonde Dracula, I like the abridged Helsing series on YouTube of Alucard, but he's not blonde per se. He's more like just um, just like a smartass, And he's not like very. I guess he could be interpreted as like very flamboyant or something, gorgeous, a pretty boy. And that's the way Marvel did theirs too. It's their Dracula is very pretty. He is a pretty character. And I'm thinking more of like a universal monster, like, jet black hair, slicked back, more of a monster. And I know we're not working on a very interesting part right now, but we're trying to. I'm trying to finish up this corner so I can go back up here and work on the detail of this armor and everything. But the corner's got to be done. And when I'm doing nondescript parts of the cover, usually goes a little bit. I think I could zoom out for this. Sure. That way everybody could see while I'm working on this. But yeah, this Dracula, at least Marvel's version, he's like got long hair, he's blonde. I just think of a Fight Club scene, like, you're too fucking blonde. Yeah, and what's kind of cool is I like he's got the armor. You know, he's got like this. Like the sort of like the armor from the Gary Oldman '90s Dracula. It's like very red. It's almost like a dragon, and so I like that depiction. So that's the kind of my influence when designing this for this character. And he's got a sword, of course. And I don't know much about Marvel's Dracula. Like I know about like the cover, like that one cover that yeah, like Tomb of Dracula. I think it was the original Marvel series. And who knows, you might get a Dracula character in the Marvels. I know he was in Blade, which don't get me started on Blade. I love Blade. I really wish they would just bring Wesley Snipes back. I really don't want them. I don't want them to do another Blade. I think they should just keep going with Wesley Snipes and just combine universes or make him a variant or something. But and then this Dracula is not the one they've depicted in the movies. This is I don't know what sort of influences this character has, but so anyway, he's not your dad's Dracula. It's or your grandfather's Dracula. It's like I don't know what they depicted this on, but I tried to find a way to make it cool for me. Embraced like the long blonde hair and I think the armor and the sword sort of like stuck it for me. So when designing this, I was just kind of finding reference and ways to emphasize on that. So, uh, looking for like different types of armors, like got, I wanted something spiky. I was looking for something like that draconian sort of armor, and it's been kind of lucked out on that sort of stuff. It's pretty close. Oh, my AirPods are connected to this, and people can hear me. Again, if you're hearing that noise in the background, it's my dog chewing on a bone. I fed him so he could be distracted. Yeah, cruising away at this corner. I like how this is all coming together so far. Like, doing this for 6 parts. I thought I would lose interest really quick, but I, the part I look forward to more at this point is being able to see it all. Like you look back. I guess when you create something, I don't know if every artist likes it, but you just look back and just admire it for yourself, and that's always cool. But yeah, you definitely have something to show for this stuff. I work on I do this sort of thing to kind of connect all the other covers, and it's pretty cool. I try to get most of this stuff done during the week while I'm at work. Well, not while I'm at work, while I'm on break from work. I have a pretty cool break room. Um, keep pretty clean, and it's mostly me in there. There's another person, only one other person who shares the break room with me. But I think they agree. It's like one place that's quiet and clean, and you can get your own stuff done. But that's why I try to knock out most of the stuff during the week, other than evenings if I'm home alone. Oh, I did kind of what I found today because I have so many covers now that are blank covers that are just finished and done, waiting for me to like take to a show. But I figure while I'm waiting for another show, I'll take my covers with me so I can show them around, and just keep them on me to kind of sport around, see if anybody will want to buy them. But it's like I play Magic, Magic the Gathering, and it's uh, as a Magic player, you tend to bring your trade binder and stuff like that, and just in case, just in case people bring trades, want to trade stuff, and that's what I started doing. I didn't really keep it on the brain because though I've been a regular player for a few years now, it's not like I grew up with it in the culture. So you do that player etiquette where you're just like, "Hey, did you bring trades?" I'm like, "Nope." Yeah, I did. So I started bringing trades just in case. But I don't like trade a whole lot of actual cards. If anything, I need actual cards, but I don't like spending money on actual cards because it gets a little expensive. It's all just for cardboard. But I've been thinking recently, um, doing it with comics. So I ordered there's a great portfolio case specifically to carry around comic books. So I thought like, oh, if I go to a trade show or just someone who collects comics, I could just have that on me and show it to them and say like, hey, want to make a deal or a trade for some of these blanks I've done. And I'm not a famous artist by any means, but I think I could whip out something good, something people appreciate, and also give them ideas. Because the big books I carry, I take to shows, books with like all my prints. It's those things are like so heavy. I cannot just slide one in my backpack and just be like, "Hey, what's up? You want some of this?" So, eh, but yeah, doing that, having like some books on me, that'd be pretty. I mean, couldn't hurt. I could try it. I did try to go to a flea market a few weeks back to try to set up a stand and see what would happen if I brought some comics. Some of the, like my original artwork and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what if people would come to a if people would come to a show like that for. But turns out, but yeah, that's what all I had to do was all I had to do was sacrifice a Saturday morning for that. It wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. All right, where am I going with this one? So yeah, the sword winds up in sort of like the centerpiece here. So this is like to the right of Jubilee. See if I can pull up Jubilee again. So this end is winding up over here. So I might like try to find a way to connect this over here. But what's great is setting up this whole thing. I can't see. Zooming out. Oh, it's all zoomed out. So like how I have Jubilee connecting into Black Panther over here. I'm gonna try to duplicate that side by having Dracula come over and duplicate, or not duplicate, but continue over to Dracula over here. But that'll be a nice little triptych. What I like is doing these in threes is creating a triptych all over the place. You just put three together and like another set of three. But what's great is like when you put them all together, they'll look cohesive as like one big poster if you decide to do it that way. I buy them because I do plan on selling these. And yeah, doing these live drawings it's been kind of cool. I got something to do. Just do it for an hour. I have planned, it's not like I need an excuse to like do these drawings, but it is nice to sort of or practice my commentary. Put light on comments. I don't think Dracula would be terribly popular amongst comic fans, but you never know. This being part 6 of the series is kind of made me think about um, yeah, it's like I don't know. It's with it being September, everybody just is in the mood for Halloween, and I know I am. So with this being like part six, and like also vaguely a horror comic, um, it's it had me considering like old horror movies where it's like Friday the 13th Part Six, or Nightmare on Elm Street Part Six. It's just like any horror franchise that's had like a part, just like so many different parts. It's made me feel nostalgic uh, for that type of stuff. Need to resharpen my pencil. But and the fact that this is Dracula and it's like a part six of this comic variant series, I don't know, just made me feel nostalgic for um, that sort of genre. Let's see. Yeah, I'm popping a drop shadow over here, working on his little kind of flap here, what I'll call it. And then, yeah, coming over here. See, it's like details his armor. Some of it is cloth, and then some of it is actual armor. But I saw Beetlejuice this afternoon. If anybody is interested in hearing what I thought about it, I honestly found it very underwhelming. I mean, like, I'm not a diehard fan of Beetlejuice. Yeah, I loved it. I'm nostalgic for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not big. I'm just not an overall Tim Burton fan. I know I'm like that's probably sacrilegious, but it's like, how dare you say that? I was just like, well, if you really look at it, he's just a really weird dude, and he has really weird. It's like just someone whose tastes happen to work. I mean, that's just like a simplified version of it, but um, and it makes you like wonder if like Beetlejuice was just like lightning a bottle, or maybe that Wednesday show was just lightning a bottle because it went viral with the dance and everything like that. But I here's what I said. I was describing it to someone today. It's like it had like the same creative team from like Wednesday, that Netflix show, and it had the same writer, same producer, same I don't know if same producers, but what I mean, like same director even. Tim Burton had his like little flavor on it, and so it should have done well, right? You know, if it had, and it had the same actors and everything too. So you're expecting like all you gotta do is just type that into GBT even, and there you go. You get like you get a Beetlejuice sequel. That almost feels like that's exactly what they did, because it wasn't. I just felt like a nothing movie. Like we didn't get any like new gags. I wasn't. I was smiling in parts, but I wasn't like I wasn't laughing during or just being awe. And my auditorium in that movie was silence. It was just silence. I was like, it's silent now. I know. I did. I did post that I was live streaming, kind of late. It was like 4 hours ago. I know I need to like promote these better, but I didn't really expect a huge turnout for a Dracula cover. I mean, come on. I don't want to be excited much either. But I'd be curious. People would just pop in, say what up. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. What else? Mhm. But yeah, now that it's becoming fall and Halloween soon, I don't know what. I don't know what I really want to watch first. I think last year I was really in the mood for like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees and horror movies. I think I want to go like maybe not campy horror, but I don't know, something dive into something more nostalgic, I guess. I think last year I watched like Sleepaway Camp for the first time. That was trippy. It was really hard to go to bed after watching that because you got that image. Uh, if you don't know the ending of that movie, man, someone at work. Oh, you know what? Someone at work told me they saw uh, what was it? Cannibal Holocaust for like when they were like very young, like basically a toddler, and I'm just like, what? How do you get? It's like how do you not get traumatized? No, I don't get traumatized. I don't know, I can disassociate. It took me like a while to like figure it out, but kind of doing what I do as my day job with like horror effects and stuff like that. Um, and I think it was times before that too. I just don't get bothered by. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, I don't really get bothered by, um, you know, uh, what the hell am I trying to say? Shock value, jump scares. Either I've outgrown them or like I don't know. I watched Terrifier for the first time recently, and I don't know. It was hard to get into it, or rather like it was hard to become invested. Let's put it that way. Like I don't know. It's sort of caught on, and it's become like an icon. My dog needs. Hold up, my dog needs water. Get him set up real quick. Need some water. I know. It's a dry bowl. Just finished the treat. Ugh. Back in 2 seconds. Should have prepped harder, but I'm sorry. Here we go. All taken care of. The show can go on. That anybody's watching. About halfway through this thing. Huh. It's kind of funny. Even when I had like no viewers the first time, I had more viewers. And second week was even better. What is this? Third week? This is fourth week. Wow. Oh, but yeah, just plugging along. Anybody have any questions? Eh, don't worry about it. That's what the chat's for. Again, I could have done better by probably advertising or posting about this on my socials a little bit earlier, but that is okay. Like just chilling out, no pressure. I do want to like, um, I don't know. I sort of want to work on this kind of solo It's kind of a quiet piece. As always, I can't wait to like lay down the darks in this, and then I can work on the lights. It's not a whole lot of light tones in this, but it always makes it pop. Like the Jubilee cover that really popped. If you check on my Instagram, a lot of people like that one. I was pretty happy about it too. I was kind of curious, like it wasn't like either sexy enough, and I don't know, like not a lot of people were drooling over it, but I don't know. And like, can anybody tell me what nationality Jubilee is? Like, I know she's like, I don't know, maybe the movies were depicting her as Asian or something. Oh, speaking of Asian, I did see the trailer for the new Lord of the Rings movie. That's like animated and like 3 hours long. It's a prequel. I don't know. They've been doing some really wonky stuff with that property lately. It's kind of like I watched that Terminator Plus One series. Not Plus One, just Terminator. No, it's Terminator Zero. It's what it's called. It's like, while we had our shit like with Kyle Reese and um, Sarah Connor and here in America, I guess Japan was doing its own thing with like the prophecy and all that stuff. Skynet taking over the world. But I don't know. The problem I have with animes sometimes is that they're too damn long. I'd rather read a manga because I'm a fast reader and I want to get the ins and outs of the story just there quick. And I just want to blow through it so I get the concept of it. And I watched a show a few years ago. I think it was during the back end of COVID or something. But I was curious, like if there was any anime or manga arts or just being an artist. And I was surprised to find that there was a anime I never did. So, and it was about a high schooler, finding out late in life he had an interest in art, and so you're just on his journey. Um, and was fascinating about it, engaging was that it was because like it really puts you in that journey um, of like pursuing art as a student and the angst too, like just the pressure, and it's really interesting. And I didn't expect to like get so absorbed into it. It was looking nice. His skirt's gonna be or skirt tunic something. It's gonna be interesting to wrap this up. Yeah, that's about what I want. Kind of drops off there. Okay, should work on the sword a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Like the sword, I have some, but I can add some dark. Where do I put it? Here. Yeah. Again, I like listening to. Someone tried to do a Bob Ross painting, listening to just the audio, and I thought it was so funny. Like, all right, put a little tree there. Where, Bob? Where is it going? Let's see. Hmm. This might not turn out so straight. I feel like I need a ruler in order to do this, but there are things I can do to straighten it out. Haven't worked in like a. Yeah, I'm starting to notice he's starting to look a little bit like an anime character, which I don't mind really. I can appreciate the manga style, the Japanese animation style, but oh yeah, so what I was saying about Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings like animated movie, it's a little strange. It feels like it's a mashup of like two different styles. You know, you're expecting Lord of the Rings, like I don't know, could you do Game of Thrones in that same style? Because it's a Japanese like format, it's a style, and you're depicting something like a Western culture, you know, English culture rather, medieval culture, and the style of in a Japanese style, and you're just like your two sides of your brain are just going, is that even possible? Like, how is that? So it just seems strange. I'm sure people are just all kinds of pumped for it, but I'll probably skip that one. Now, if they come out with another Dragon Ball Z movie, which I'm sure they're adjusting after Akira Toriyama passed away, but I I think I've seen probably all the new movies that they've had in recent memory. F, Battle of Gods, and Dragon Ball Hero. I think uh, always saw it in a theater and was always had a good time. I think I'll go from the bottom here and work my way up. That should do her. Right before starting this stream, I was watching Riddick, which is honestly, it was probably very low budget, and you know, it's got Vin Diesel. He's got his tracks saying like his contracts saying like you can't be a bitch or look like a bitch or can't can't be caught losing a fight. I think that's either him or The Rock, or maybe it's both of them. But either way, that is probably the most watchable Vin Diesel movie because it's so engaging, and he has a dog. He's taking the John Wick approach. I think I want. There's a mural event here in Columbus that some of my coworkers are participating in. It's called Scrawl. Some people in an artist group I'm part of are participating in it too. And you know, every year, like I knew it was around, but every year I forget about it. Kind of a artistic bucket list of mine to like do a mural because I think I'd be rather good at it. I've been good at everything else so far that's come my way. Maybe that's just people being nice. Wonder how far any by somebody thinking that they're good at something. And I know that's very vague. It's hard to follow that train of thought. Probably asking like, Matt, what do you mean? Like, did somebody keep? I guess my question is, can somebody keep pursuing something because they think they're good? Not because they think they're good, but because people keep telling them they're good at something. And because if people keep telling them something, does that really mean they're good, or I don't know? Again, digging into philosophy, I'm losing my train of thought here. It's late. I'm tired. Had a little bit of a long day. I am drawing Dracula. I say life's pretty good. These are the things I think about while I'm drawing. Actually, while I'm drawing, when it's just me, I like watching movies. Like I said, I was watching Riddick earlier. That's what I'd be doing. Actually, I've been rewatching Dexter lately when I've been working on this or working on another um, sort of project around here. Dexter still holds up. That's just show it's about 10 years old, and they're about to do a prequel series. And always excited for that because I know it's gonna be funny and dark, twisted. I like humor like that, and if it's anytime during Halloween, I'm especially gonna like it. What's another thing? I was kind of comparing Beetlejuice to was kind of like Hocus Pocus too. You know, if you like the original, the second one kind of lost touch a little bit, just a little bit. I actually kind of like Hocus Pocus 2 more than Beetlejuice, in all honesty. Even though it's like very updated. See, that's the thing is, I think in order to do, at least this is my theory, but I think we could put it into practice. But if you're gonna do a sequel to a franchise, and it's been like decades since you've done that sequel, I think the right format to do is to shoot it like they would have shot it back then to make it 100% cohesive. Like, stay with me on this. You dig out the old cameras. I need to take a drink. Dig out the old cameras, old video equipment. You hire the same people who's working on the set. You do the same sets. You try to you use the first one for reference, all the shots, everything. And aside from the story, it should have the same aesthetics. See, that's why I liked the new Beverly Hills Cop. I felt like it had the same aesthetics, had the same humor. I mean, it's Eddie Murphy. I'm sure he wrote his own stuff, but it's like that worked so much better as a sequel to the other Beverly Hills Cops in that series than like the new Ghostbusters or like the new Star Wars. It's just like it abandons everything it's set up, the style, the way it was filmed, and it feels just like a completely different movie. I mean, you could argue like, well, it's a sequel. It's like, yeah, but still, you gotta like remember what franchise you're in. You gotta like recreate the same opening credits. It has to have the same feel. So if I say I got done watching Ghostbusters 1, it goes straight into Ghostbusters 2. Then where do I go from there? Am I going to like the 2016 Ghostbusters, or am I going to like this afterlife sort of place? It doesn't feel like the same. I'm in the same movie. It just feels like I jumped into a completely different thing, and it doesn't feel the same. I feel like movies should feel the same. So it's like when they do new Star Wars movies and they're introducing things like flashbacks or new lightsaber scenes, lightsaber fights. It just plays stylistically, and that's the good things about the Acolyte. To create I don't know, a story that takes place 1,000 years before Star Wars, I think it's kind of high concept for the audience. Plus, I know everybody's like in a pandering sort of mood nowadays about we have to what the hell am I trying to say? The word. We're trying to make everything attainable by everybody. Not attainable. Nah, just pander to everybody. Like, not everybody's gonna like everything you do. You just gotta do it. What defines the audience? I know it doesn't sound very scientific. Otherwise, I would have it cracked. Ugh. Let's see. See. There's going to be some dark spots here. Question is, where do I put it? Anyone else have to work on a Sunday? I have to work tomorrow morning. I don't have to, but I'm going to get some extra hours in, especially since I didn't have to work on Labor Day. And that was kind of nice. Anybody have any sales or go shopping? Sleep in. Sleeping in sounds so much fun. I know, because my dog usually he wakes up pretty early. Did I mess up here? I think I did. Shit. Yep. That's okay. I can make this darker. I'll tell you one Michael Keaton movie I did like. While we're on the subject, um, anybody ever see a movie called Desperate Measures? It was made in like the mid '90s. He goes like full dark side. He's like a straight up villain, and it's really cool because he's a villain you could watch. You just really kind of be on his side for a change because you gotta hand it to him. He gets he's trying to do the right thing, but premise of it is fun. I think they need to make more movies like that. Excuse me. All right, gotta wrap up this corner. Gotta fix the thing I messed up. Thing about this is that you can't erase color pencil. I wish you could. The Beetlejuice theme music stuck in my head. That is one thing that gave me hope at the beginning of the movie was that the opening credits were exactly the same as the original. What do I got here? This needs to come down. This needs to go over here. This needs to go over here, which comes down to here. And this comes down. This comes down. Boop. Try to find the swizz, or decide where the swivel comes. That can come down, maybe there. Comes there. Alright, here we go. Picking up some Bob Ross technique. You gotta do the sound effect when you do art. Here we go. Boop. All right, getting locked in on some darks here. That should work out okay. And I'll just bring that out. Probably doing this in marker, alcohol marker. I don't know. It might take the same amount of time. I'm not really sure. I know some corners I would like. You can. The problem with that is like you do all your midtones in certain colors. It's like you have to uncap a marker, then put a cap back on. Actually, this might not turn out too bad. But doing only like using two pencils here kind of does save a lot of time. And I can do a variety of values just with one pencil. Then when I get the other pencil, I can do a variety of values there too. But who knows? It'd be nice to do I don't know, sort of wrap up video of the entire journey, and especially since I'm like semi-documenting this process. Ugh. Oh, I can't save a whole lot of videos, can't edit a lot of videos because my laptop is about to become obsolete. Be nice to have a new laptop to edit video on. Ugh. I don't know, this corner's starting to look a little rough, but I know it'll be fine. There's ways to fix it. I wonder what kind of dreams I'll have tonight as we're watching Beetlejuice. I will give it this. You do get some like crazy visuals in it. I know watching the first one always gave me nightmares. Not always, but like I definitely watched it way too young, and just having a lot of those images definitely freaked me out when I was like a but I don't think I remember having really intense dreams, but nothing I don't think my parents knew about. Otherwise, they make me stop watching that movie. Talking about Beetlejuice, if you're just tuning in, saw the new one today. And you're out. That's fine. My dog is being very quiet right now. Where's he at? Where you at, Axel? Oh, he's up. He's just resting. A tired husky is a happy husky. I think giving him that dog treat was a good idea. Let's see, we got 13 minutes left. Let's see if we can wrap up this corner. I'll be in really good shape to finish this corner, get back into the sword. Then I could get into some lights. That would be great. One artist I used to know who used to live in the same city. He currently does a lot of live drawing sessions on his social media and his channels. Yeah, I'll try this on Facebook at some point. That'd be good. I just figure YouTube's more accessible. I definitely need to put one of my flyers in Starbucks closer. Yeah, is anybody? Yeah, actually, I need to put it in one in the library too. Reach more viewers, reach more people. Again, I wasn't expecting like I wasn't heavily promoting this one because I'm like it's only Dracula. Not a whole lot of people could truly be interested in Dracula, could they? But things like X-Men, things like Jubilee, that definitely uh, gets a bigger crowd. I feel like. I did pick up a blank. I mean, they're not technically blanks. They've been coming out with like these new X-Men comics uh, every couple weeks or so, and they're different colors. And I just got a hold of some paint monsters. Oh, just got a notification. I can't do the toy show. Dang it. Anyway, got some paint markers, not paint monsters. And I'm gonna use them on those covers. Yeah, and their covers with like a little bit of a gloss to them. And ooh, hold on. What am I gonna do with this? I think I have to come down like this. Yep. Yeah, because these covers, you can almost use anything on them. Pencil, marker, it absorbs a lot, and it doesn't have like any gloss to it, so anything you use on it won't like it'll adhere to it, really takes it in, so you could practically use any material on it. But these X-Men comics, the ones I've been picking up lately that are new, they definitely have a gloss. So they're not meant to be like altered or do your own thing to them. And uh, that makes me want, but like they're just so ripe for altering and doing your own artwork to them because they're like so blank. But that's the thing, they put like the title in the middle of the book and the rest of the book is just blank with like one color on it. But it's like almost baiting you. It's like they just want you to work on it even though it's so glossy. You're not meant to draw on them. But guess what? I'm gonna draw on them. Okay, sword goes like this. I just got a notification that this toy shows that's really big. It's like in Xenia in Ohio. They have like 3 different warehouses full of like toys. And where's this going? And it's so big, like it'd be great to have a table there. And the tables are very affordable. And so many people go to them. I'm like, I want to get a table at this place, but unfortunately they're sold out. And I never hear about like I always want to get into this thing, but it's like much like I need to do is while I'm still thinking of it, I need to go into OhioCon. I need to apply for OhioCon. That's the thing. While I'm thinking of it, while it's on my mind, because it's very hard to get into, and I hear people do very well there. That's the thing too, is a show you really need to prep for because they do not let you go in with fan art or anything. You have to do your own. You have to do your own art, but it's also you're selected being there just through a random sort of raffle system, which makes me feel a little bit better. But I think they want a little bit of variety too. But yeah, I've seen like, and there's some artists I know that have had tables there, but that's a pretty big show. That's like next level sort of show to attend. Like I've definitely, I think I've done a show, like definitely done big shows. Definitely done big shows. Oh, God, sounds so weird. Yeah, I've done Wizard World back in the day. That's like the big con, and that's when I was like just starting out. I was like fresh out of college and just selling books. But like that's the thing. Like I did okay. I didn't like lose money on that, but like I pretty much broke even. But that's the thing too. I didn't make much profit, and granted, I didn't have as much to sell as I do now. I have like probably 10 now, but so I might do better. But yeah, no, just the price of tables now, it's kind of nuts. Ugh. It's like who's really making money here? But yeah, it's just as ambitious as opening a storefront, I think. But we'll see. I gotta level up in a lot of ways, and it's hard to do because there's a whole ocean of other people out there, other artists. But what's great about what I'm doing is that no one's doing exactly what I do. I think that's what any artist can say is that no, there's no market for you, or rather, there is a market for you, but there's no, there's not a whole ocean of people trying to be you. I guess that's the point. That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Point I'm trying to make. Doing these swirls. It looks nice. I'm satisfied with it. These could be kind of dark. This swirl here. Oh, my mouth is getting so dry. All right, 5 minutes burst to finish strong. What did we work on tonight? We worked on pretty much this whole bottom part here. I'll just wrap it up by doing this part within the next day or two. Follow me on Instagram, posterboy89. What's happening? They ended up cutting my girlfriend's texting me. I don't know what that means. But follow me on Instagram, posterboy89. You will definitely see the outcome of this. I'll happily post all this, especially like the progress and everything. And then you'll also see what all the different covers look like together. I cannot wait to get my new portfolio binder so I can carry my comics with me. I mean, it's almost as handy as having my sketchbook with me. But I just got a new sketchbook, so I'm like starting the first page on it, and so I don't have as much to show off if I'm just like out and about, unless I bring my other two sketchbooks, the ones that are just full. But should work out fine. Where is this going? Now go there. Man, I'm like completely lost this. Oh, here we go. That goes there. That goes there. I don't know. Maybe I need to go back and this will be fine. I feel like playing music right now. Not me, myself personally. I don't know how to play music. Just have some music on the background. Yeah, I made a lot of progress tonight. Is there anything I need to wrap up here? I didn't paint much on the Jubilee cover, like all the red brush strokes, but I think I will with this one. Especially since it's Dracula. Make this a little light. Yeah, but then there's some things of red. Okay, that could get a little tricky. See, I want to create some of these strokes here. Here. Yeah. They're very light. Not very, but there's some gradients here. And something here. Yeah. It's kind of cool is that this pencil winds up looking like I don't know, kind of like a brush in some ways. It's kind of how I feel like I'm using it. But unlike a brush, I can apply different pressures to it. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy pencil. I think I'll fill detail his arm there. I don't want this completely gone from the picture. The picture. Let's see right there. That's a lot of detail. This, but yeah, that will be our drawing session for this evening. Thanks for joining me. Ooh, so much detail. But until next time, take care. Take care. Goodbye. Exit.